was recently invited into the university hospital by the arts director, Margaret Flannery, and she had seen my work and said, well, I wonder what we could do in the hospital with a graffiti writer. So, a hospital is a very sensitive place, and after a bit of consideration, we really realized that a lot of people end up there taking care of someone else or just through tough times. And from this, we were thinking, what could we share with people? How could we help people? And through art, as a medium, we wanted to create a public space that people felt better, so that they would bring better energy within the hospital itself. And when a lot of people go to hospital, they feel like their time is running out. This is definitely one of the biggest things we noticed. So I started to look at time and how we use it. Your life. Now I don't want to stress you out or anything, it's okay, but but up here, this is when we're young. And I wanted to share with people the idea of that when children are young, they're completely themselves. They do all those funny little things that you go, where did they get that from? They're not mine. And they play and they learn and they don't have a problem doing that. But as we get older, and from about the age of 7, society starts to put pressure on us to fit in. And this pressure builds. And it's not our fault that we react this way. It's human nature to try and fit in. It's important so that you can survive. But eventually it starts to get more and more difficult. And the time that you want to do the things like having fun or following your dreams starts to run out because you've got bills to pay and responsibilities, and maybe you're doing a course that your parents want you to do instead of what you wanted to do, which for me was painting graffiti and traveling all over the world. If it takes 10,000 hours to be a pro at what you do, this is what it's said to be, how can we actually do that? It's quite a scary number, 10,000 hours, and it seems like you'll never actually get there. But if you break down 10,000 hours to 100 hours 100 times, it adds up very quickly. And what I've learned, and I'd like to share with you, is that the hours can add up from different areas of your life. So when we were in there, I had patients and staff help me to draw these, to build up the whole thing, because they said, you're mad, you're going to draw 10,000 dots on the wall. And I was like, yeah. So this is 100 hours of painting graffiti. And this is 100 hours of studying graphic design. I'll be honest and say those ones are kind of joint. That's about 200 hours of partying in Berlin. 100 hours of doing visual communications at college. Or 100 hours of sitting outside the Pompidou in Paris, drawing people's names in graffiti, learning all about different cultures and how people live in different ways. These are all different times of my life that made me the person that I am. And what I want to share with you is the idea that you can do a lot of different things in life and they make you the person that you are. So what is it that you enjoy doing? What are the things you like to spend time practicing, playing? When you start to add them all up, they give you an opportunity to live a joyful life. So where do we start? New habits. Oh, everyone's got bad habits. I had loads of them, still do. But replacing your habits and doing things that you enjoy starts with small practices. So if you want to think about how you can build your life, the one that you want to live, you start with one day, right in the middle here. And just like the trunk of a tree, every day that you practice your new habit, you get stronger and stronger and stronger. And it becomes a part of your life. And this time eventually starts to make you the person that you are. An example of that for me would be meditation. Years and years of going to yoga and falling asleep at the end of the class. But if you get up early in the morning, it's a good time to start, before other priorities take hold. This is a time that's for you, before other people call you and they're like, where is that poster you said you'd have designed yesterday? Anyway, if you know me, I'm okay when I get it done, but so practice the things that you enjoy. Give yourself the time. It's okay. Then what do you have to do? Surround yourself with people that believe in you, that want to give you time, not take it away from you. When you're a child, your parents say, I don't want you hanging around with those bad kids, wasting your time hanging around in alleys. Yeah. But when you're an adult, you're responsible for your own life. And you have to consider, who do I like to spend time with? Are they a good influence on me? And when you start to think about this, you realize that who you spend your time with can actually really influence the person that you are today. So this project in the hospital couldn't have happened without amazing people. And I had 5 people help change how you feel in a public space like a hospital, because everyone had a dream and we all worked together. And by surrounding yourself with the right people, anything is possible. So as we went forward, I thought, my whole dreams are coming true. I'm getting to graffiti a whole hospital, help people. And everyone was feeling alive, just painting the walls and watching, and staff and patients coming through. 3,000 visitors every day, taking their time from their lives to come in and visit their loved ones. And 4,000 staff on their daily routine, all spending so much time in a space, and we could help them. I thought, this is it. We're doing a great job. But like everything, we all get a bit backtracked sometimes. And I'm sure you've all been in a moment in your time in life when you feel like everything's against you. And for me, I didn't expect it. While doing such an amazing project with amazing people, I was also in a long-distance relationship, which, if any of you have done, is quite difficult. But I was coming back from London after going through a breakup with a wonderful person. And for once, I'd gotten the window seat on the cheap Ryanair flight. But unfortunately, I was stuck beside a couple who just had the most amazing trip ever. And we're going through all of their holiday photos. And they were just like, oh yeah, this is amazing. And I was like, oh my God, get me off this plane. And then there was a baby behind me crying. And I was going, I think the world has turned against me. And I meant to go back and help people with spending their time in a good way and having a good life and be a positive person that I normally am. But I just wanted a moment, to really sulk about it all. And I had to think about perception. This was a difficult time in my life, and we all have difficult times. But what could I do about it at this moment with no Wi-Fi? I pulled out my phone, and I started writing down all those negative feelings. And I mean, it was a list. I was like, oh, right, okay, God, I'm going back. Oh, tax returns as well, and I don't think my van's going to start. I mean, it was really building up. And I was just like, my God, what is going on? It's all just crumbled in 1 minute. But after writing this list, and the baby stopped crying as well, I was like, there's so much to be grateful for. We live in a place where anything is possible, and time is our friend if we take a moment to be grateful. We can do anything that we want. We all have positive things in our life, but we need to take a minute to focus on them. So I started to write down the things I was happy about. And I'd invite you to do the same. To think about the loved ones in your lives, or the job that you enjoy doing, or perhaps a holiday that you're going to have soon, or ones that you've had that really helped you become the person that you are. Because when you take a moment to actually think of these things, you can focus on your time for yourself. And I want to invite you now to close your eyes and list these things in your head for a minute, because if we have 60 seconds out of 86,400 seconds in a day, that's very little to think about this. So take a moment. when you realize how long 60 seconds actually is and how much you can achieve in your life, you really realize that time is our most important asset, and to take care. Thank you.